One year, Terry and I were going to a Christmas party, and we were in a happy mood. Then everything turned angry. I told what happened at one of my retreats and share it here in this video. No one was there yet. We were right on time is what happened, and other people were late. And it was my singing group I'm with, and I didn't have the phone number of the lady, and I didn't have my cell phone either. I don't, just try to not do that. And he said, well, I think this is the wrong place. And he got a little snippy with me. And he said, where's the phone number? And I said, well, I don't have the phone number. And I said, let me get out of the car. It was dark out. Let me get out of the car and I'll see if there was no sign on the house, numbers or anything. And I thought maybe it's on the curb. And I found myself getting out of the car like Edith Bunker. You know, she was always running. And that's what I did with my first husband. He was angry and I always tried to make him happy. That never works. And so I felt myself being the old Pam with the old husband, and he doesn't deserve that, number one. But I did. I got out of the car, I even hurt myself, and I went over on the curb and I started looking and I saw the number and on the curb, the fire people had sprayed it on there. And I got back in the car and I said, this is the place. And just then 2 cars pulled up. And he said, he got mad. He was just lost his temper. I don't like this. We drove clear from Woodland to Beaverton, and you need to be more organized. You know, it's like when after you write the book and become the authority, you don't like to have somebody do that to you. And so what I went into was what I always used to do. It was the, you don't treat me that way, but I didn't say it. I didn't tell any of it. I just decided I'm going to go in and I'm just going to have a ball. I love these women. I'm going to play. We're going to sing and eat, and I'm going to be real nice to him, but it's only for just the party, and then I'm going to be mad. And so I was nice to him and sweet to him, and I'm sure he thought, oh, good, we're over I shouldn't have yelled at her, but I did. And so we get back in the car, and I went into quiet. And I didn't speak all the way home. And he wanted to talk about certain things. Wasn't that salmon good? Or, yeah. And so he knew, and it was my act. And we got home, and what I'm waiting for is the apology. I want an apology. I'm sorry, Pammy, I didn't mean to yell at you, and it was not called for, and it was inappropriate. That's what I wanted. And his idea of an apology is, when he finally does one, is, I apologize. That's it. I apologize. It's the words, and I want it. I don't want him on his knees groveling, you know, please don't. I don't want that, but I want a sincere apology. So the day went by, and no apology, not even the I apologized, all day. And so I decided I had to work on this. Why do I need an apology? Why do we need an apology from anyone ever? If someone, especially your husband, I know his heart, I know him. He doesn't like to lose his temper. It's not him. He's an easygoing, lovely man. He doesn't like to lose his temper. What he has a problem with is apologizing. And I realized all of a sudden, he has the problem. He has a problem of not being able to apologize. I went on the internet and Googled it, and lots of men have that problem.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. I even found, I think I've got it here, the reasons that are hysterical. I mean, it's a problem. And I'll find them. Anyway, so once I realized, if I'm mad, that's my problem. That's the thing I've got to work on, being mad at him for not apologizing. If he can't apologize, why do I want that problem? I need to let him have that problem. And if he gets over it someday, he gets over it. If he doesn't, and if it's happened every day and he's yelling and screaming and throwing things and every day, guess what? I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be around. You don't stay in situations where that goes. But when you are with a person who just has a problem like that, and it happens 3 or 4 times a year, why not give him the freedom to have that problem and not have it for you. Because as long as I'm waiting for him to apologize so I'll feel, then I can go, oh, he's sorry. He is sorry. I know he's sorry. Anytime any person does something to you who loves you, they're sorry. You don't need to have the words said to you in the exact way you want that said. So I went to him and I said, guess what? And he's wanting me to be mad, and I said, guess what I figured out? I don't need you to ever apologize to me. You hardly ever do anything that needs an apology. You're considerate and kind and all of that. So you have a problem with not apologizing, and that's just your problem, and I free you. You don't ever have to apologize to me ever again in our life. And he said, you mean I just have a free rein to, that's the truth, you'll never ask again? And I said, no, it's over, you don't have to, you're free. In that conversation, he apologized 3 times. I'm so sorry I did that. I just want to have a phone number and I hate being at the wrong place and then we have to drive, and he was telling all this stuff, but I got to a point where I don't need somebody outside of me. I can just know they didn't. And my grandmother would say, Granny had not good English, and she'd say, oh, babe, he don't mean nothing by that. I remember telling her, Granny, my first husband had an affair, and he got caught by our boss. And she said, oh, babe, he don't mean nothing by that. And everything was just, oh, babe. So anything you can get a hold of where you expect something outside of you to make you happy, stop it. Don't do it. Now, if you're in a marriage or a situation where it's constantly you're unhappy all the time, do the work on yourself first. Work on yourself. Work on what I'll share with you today for tools to keep yourself centered regardless of what's going on out here. But you don't need to stay in any kind of situation very long if you're constantly pulled out. That's not the way life was meant to be.